this part, though.
It shows.
It does, yeah. It's like a smooth.
Smooth. I'm getting dizzy.
My parents made love the day John Kennedy died. 9 months later, I arrived. Like an oil slick. Like Joan of Arc's first period. Unwanted and Catholic.
Oh, snap!
Baptized in secrets they would not name me. Love was given in unopened boxes. My mouth is full of petrified forest. Explaining our family secrets is as futile as writing on water. But I want to ride naked on the back of a bear. Woo! While Reggie Jackson dilates the pupils of a poutine ophthalmologist. I want to tell our stories no matter how absurd. I want to be like the nails that crucified Christ. A weapon of atonement, a transforming arrow, a necessary fire that removes a false kingdom.
Yes.
Kaylin, you're supposed to be watching.
Awkward.
This is going to be good. There is a certain humpiness to things. A car exhaust in a strip mall kind of feel. A baby's head wrapped in plastic sort of moon. The suck has gone out of the vacuum. The assassination has gone out of America. The assassination has gone out of America. There's a little boy wandering the street with bubblegum in his hair. He's got a zebra in his back pocket. He's got a tattoo full of rat poison. He's got an eyeball full of eyeballs and blinking whispers shouting, "The moon is a glorious fraud. The moon is a glorious fraud." And yet, deep in the heart of the belly of America, a blind, three-legged monkey wearing soiled diapers is looking for a pawn shop. A blind, three-legged monkey wearing soiled diapers is looking for a pawn shop to buy a saxophone. A blind, three-legged monkey with soiled diapers is looking for a pawn shop to buy a saxophone and a Rolodex. But that's all. Yet a blind, three-legged monkey wearing soiled diapers is searching for a pawn shop to buy a saxophone and a Rolodex and a used cigar. And a used cigar. Because the assassination has gone out of America. But I don't care. I don't care. Because I'm in love. I'm in love. My lover takes me a Kimbo sombrero and fills my diaphragm with their sky. My lover has croquet eyebrows, the lips of a Tennessee stud. My lover's mouth is like an Olympic oval. Cold and oval. And filled with short track speed skaters. Barracuda! Oh, lover, I'm your drooling Oompa Loompa. You take my face back to the foghorn. I want to shave your aquarium in the morning. I want to play reptile with your spine. Barracuda! Or you too. Barracuda! Lover, let me talk dirty to your manager. Let me get lost in your pockets. Let me taste your vanilla pillars. Let me pound cocaine in your ass. Barracuda. Kaylin, our sound person, a big round of applause. Too many people are in love with the chubby side of town.
Yes.
Where everything is rehearsed yet feels entirely spontaneous. The fountains are filled with Botox, and the public art is created by consensus. It's a dream come true for many, but not you. For you, walking in this world and existing in your skin is like living in a room with the gas left on. Everything is ready to explode. And all anyone has ever done to have sat there on your side is tell you about the tragedy of sparks. But your fuse was lit before you ever knew you had it, and so you go to where the kaleidoscopes burn. It takes a special kind of person to do something like that. The type of person who arranges a race between a jaguar and a snail and then puts 50 bucks down on the slug to win. Now I know, a slug and a snail are not the same thing, but it gets me to thinking maybe this little bugger we call love has got a chance. And so the race begins, and the jaguar takes off, leaving the slug far behind. The crowd taunts and laughs at the slug, but the slug never stops crawling. The crowd tries to stomp on the slug, but you stop them. They call you crazy slug lover. The crowd leaves and tells you to dress better. It's just you and love was alone altogether by yourselves, and eventually you get a little uncomfortable and decide to leave. But love continues on. You return the next day, embarrassed by your impatience, but love has disappeared. There's no evidence of it ever existing. So you turn to the old-timer spitting tobacco beside you and say, "Where did you come from?" He says, "Ladner." You say, "What happened?" He says, "After you left, a couple of ladies on day parole from the women's prison came along and gave love a ride." You take the milkshake you bought for breakfast and throw it onto the ground. I wonder why you ever went into the priesthood. Probably for all the gay sex and a cameo in the Da Vinci Code. And then you wonder why you ever felt guilty about giving up on the little guy. I mean, the little guy is just a millionaire in disguise, a method actor acting out a part. So disgusted and heartbroken, you turn to leave when you see the spilled milkshake spread out on the ground. Suddenly there's music everywhere. Oh, no. Real music. Dum 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 dum. Suddenly the milkshake reminds you of the slug slime that inspired you back when you believed in the underdog called love. Just then, a big red Studebaker pulls up, the back door swings open, and the slug plops out onto the ground, along with a couple of empty minibar liquor bottles and a moist pair of panties. The car speeds away, and the slug looks up to you to say, "What the rubbernecker? It is just a detour. Love never quits." 3 days later, a newspaper headline reads, "Jaguar fails urine test, slug wins race." In the end, all you gotta do is figure out whether or not you want to be a jaguar or a slug. And whether you want to spend the rest of your life peeing in a bottle or getting picked up by a couple of hot, horny women just out of prison. I mean, leave a trail behind and set your spirit free. I mean, you know, like, that is unless you're a serial killer. And leaving a trail behind and setting your spirit free means going on a murderous rampage. Don't do that. Otherwise, follow your heart. And play in the goddamn landfill once in a while. Sometimes love does win. Thanks.